Dun, dun. All right, everybody, welcome into a very special Friday night live stream here. Well, hi, I'm Pugs Moran, and I do a live stream for you every Monday through Friday, noon. It's called High Noon. It's called High Noon because, well, you see, coincidentally, that's when it goes down. High Noon, Monday through Friday. We also do a thing around this time every night. It's a second stream here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform and streaming service. I'm the only show that streams on Radio Misfits. I'm very proud of that. Probably shouldn't be, but I am. All right. 2 shows daily, Monday through Friday. High Noon with me. What is that? Topics, hot topics, current events, whatever it is that's happening in the world. I rip and read it. I tell you why it's trending, why it's a headline, why people are buzzing about it. Then I give you a hot take, and then we move on. Non-divisive political shit is not welcome on that show. Or divisive political shit, I should say. We try to be pretty non-divisive. We don't really do politics. We do fun stuff. Pugs and Parker, the 9 o'clock stream, that's more conversational. We get into more stuff. As I say with the High Noon show, we like to do stories that are just the big stories. You know, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with the idiots on the right versus the idiots on the left. And, you know, that's basically what the Monday through Friday show is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's what talk radio used to be. Before you knew the political affiliation of the people you used to listen to on the radio, when they were just talk show hosts and they could talk about anything and you didn't just outright hate them because they voted to support the wrong team or whatever that team is. Both teams suck, people. Can we just get that through our heads? That's what Monday through Friday is all about. Old time, current events driven talk radio. Hope you can join us. We also, from time to time, like to jump on the stream here when it suits us to do a little bit of talk about a story that is breaking or currently happening. And you know me, if you were listening to the noon show today, by the way, you can get all of those shows at pugscast.com. Pugscast.com. I need to take a break. I need to have a little cocktail. It's Friday night. This is a wang dang dilly of a story, folks. This Chinese, you know I'm obsessed with this Chinese satellite thing. I ranted for a good 10 minutes on the noon show today. I just, you know what, just a little sipping whiskey tonight. Hi, Mike. Hi, Joe. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Taronda. Hi, Jeff. Everybody come on in. Pull up a chair. Chat room is open for business. Enjoy yourself. If you're so lucky, get yourself a little Don Michael Black whiskey. It's good. I'm running out. Can you see how, oh God, when this is gone, that's it. There's no more in America. Well, there are, but you got to really look around for it. Don Michael Black Whiskey, of course, a fine sponsor of Mansplaining with Pugs and Dr. Schwartz, our radio program that we do, our reimagination of what Loveline should be. All right, so there's been some things. I told you today during the noon show that you should be prepared for me to jump on at some point this weekend because this crazy Chinese balloon story is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome in every way. And, look, I'm not going to go through the whole rant that I gave you this afternoon, but there are just a couple of things that really bug me. Okay, first of all, we seem to be in 2 teams right now in this. Actually, we don't seem to be in 2 teams. Pretty much everybody I know is like me, and we're like, why don't we shoot that thing out of the sky? Let's just shoot it out of the... It was over Montana, for crying out loud. Yeah. It's going to land on the Dutton Ranch. You know, there's nobody there now, and we'll track it. I'll show you exactly where it's going and where it is now. And we're going to look at some of the cool ass flight radars and all that stuff. We got planes up there. We got planes circling it. And then I want to talk about this thing that is occurring. Need a little bit of music. I thought this would be kind of perfect for it. Enjoy a little the Holy Racist David Bowie song from the night. I'm not saying it's racist. I'm just saying that in 2023, if you tried to make a song and you called it China Girl and the opening riff was ding, 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 yeah, you'd get some trouble. You know what? This isn't what I wanted. You know what? Never mind. Forget it. I wanted something else, but all right. So guys, there's some breaking news going on right now. Hi, Monica. Monica lives in Billings, Montana, she says, and no explosion has been heard. Well, we're going to get into that. That's one of the reasons why I felt compelled, Monica, to jump on the stream here. And thank you so much for that update. I would love to hear from more people in Montana, Billings, Montana. All right, so here's the story. We'll, we'll bring it up over here so we can read it together. And why wouldn't that be the proper way to do it? You got to work with me here today, right? I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I'm going to be like pulling stuff up, and I'm, it's not going to be like a noon show where it's all prepared. I know my noon show isn't always prepared that well, but Monday through Friday, you can hear me rip through all of the news events. Here we go. So around 6:55, as it's being reported, 6:55 Central Standard Time, people in Billings, Montana started to, actually, I don't even know that it was people in Billings, Montana. One person captured something, an image of what appears to be an explosion in the sky over Billings, Montana. Now, this was at 6:55. Now, why is this interesting? Well, it's interesting because yesterday, 24 hours ago, there was a Chinese spy balloon. And there were stories about jets being scrambled and, and all that kind of stuff. And, were they going to shoot it down or were they not going to shoot it down? And the reports were that Biden asked to shoot it down, but then his general said no. Look, can I just tell you, again, we don't like to get political here. But this freaking guy, this president, I don't like the last guy either, but I sure as shit don't like this guy. Both of these guys are. If Biden had blown that thing out of the sky last night, just imagine if you'd have blown it out of the sky. Just if you'd have blown it out of the sky last night, and then we all woke up today and we had this, economic job numbers and all that. That dude would look like a baller today. He'd be like, yeah, last night I blew up a spy satellite, and now today I fixed the economy. He could have used that. It could have propelled, but he didn't. Why? Because the Dems are a bunch of dick trippers. They can't get out of their own way. They can't for some reason. And because he didn't blow up the damn spy balloon last night, nobody's talking about the jobs report. He's not even getting credit for the jobs report because everybody's pissed that he didn't blow it up. Oh, he could have been. He could be having a great night right now if he had just blown that thing up last night when it was over Montana. And then, been like, yeah, I blew up a spot satellite. Oh, by the way, the economy's or whatever he would have done. I don't know. This guy, he's so unpredictable. You know what the last guy would have done? The last guy would have been great. The last guy would have waited till Tucker got off the air, and then he'd have gone live from the White House, and he'd have turned it into a whole show. He'd have blown that thing up on live TV and just basked in the glory of it not Biden, though. Not these dick-tripping Democrats. They can't get anything right. They see a political win dropped right in their lap, and they can't recognize it. All right, anyway. I know we don't like to be political here. And I don't like to be political because I hate politics. I hate both sides. I think both sides are complete idiots. This is breaking out of Yellowstone County. Yellowstone. We're going to address this first, and then we'll get into all the nonsense about where the balloon is now. Out of Yellowstone County, that's in the Billings area. Yellowstone County Sheriff is looking into video of explosion over the Billings area. Again, this happened at 6:55. And I might add, everybody's like, they shot it down. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been watching coverage all day of the damn thing being over St. Louis. Well, it ain't over Billings anyway. That was last night. I don't know what the hell they're shooting. But anyway, we'll get into all of that. There's a lot of weirdness here. This comes to us from, did I tell you who this was? This is Nonstop Local Billings. Doesn't tell me what's it. K-U-R-L. No, K-U-L-R. Some picked a weird time to get a little dyslexic. KULR 8. So this is a local news station there. Not a news station, a local, I don't know, it looks to be maybe a CBS, an NBC affiliate. That's what it is. Yellowstone County Sheriff looking into video of explosion over the Billings area. Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder tells us they are trying to verify if the video is legitimate. Linder says he has not been able to make contact with the person who posted the video and that they have not received any complaints from anyone else who may have witnessed the event. The sheriff's office is continuing to investigate. Now we got a little update at 7:20 p.m. 7:20 p.m. this evening. The city of Billings has officially said that they have confirmed with the Montana Disaster and Emergency Services and with Montana Governor Greg Gianford that there have not been any explosions in or around Montana tonight. They are aware of the video and it cannot be substantiated. This is the official statement of the city of Billings. Now, depending on what level of whack job you are, you're probably like, well, you can't trust the government. You're one of those guys. Okay, fine. If that works for you, that's you. Go ahead. Me, I don't know. I don't know dick about any of this, and neither do you. And, we are at the mercy of the people who, are the officials. And if just because we don't like just because the official explanation doesn't match what we wanted it to be, it doesn't mean that we just can't. Oh, they're lying. They're lying about this one. Update at 7:20. We told you that the city of Billings has said that there was nothing to report. The city of Billings shared on their Twitter that they are aware of the video and that Billings police, fire, and airport crews have not been called to any related incidents. All right, let's show you the video. We'll show you the video here. Let's just so we can all be up to speed. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on. Give me a second here again. Flying by the seat of our pants on this one, folks. All right, here's the video. You've probably seen it. It's all over the place. Here we go. All right, see this? This is Dolly Moore. Dolly Moore says she captured this out her window. It appears to be something in the sky over Billings, Montana, falling to the ground. You should see the stuff my kid does with special effects. It's amazing. So I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here. But this one video, this one totally unsubstantiated video, caused the entire internet for the last couple hours to start going apeshit. They're going nuts. I don't know what that is. I mean, it looks like something, right? Okay, so there you go. There's the video. Let's see it one more time. We'll replay that. And then we'll talk a little bit about some of the other things. You know what else I want to do? I want to jump on the Billings thread on Twitter. Thought maybe we could go through some of these. Just see some of the idiots are saying. A lot of idiots out there. Well, you know that. A lot of idiots. We spend a lot of time on YouTube. We know there's a lot of idiots out there. Hell, some of you might be looking into the TV right now, the screen, going, there's an idiot right there. And you know what? You wouldn't be wrong. I've been called worse by better. All right, so that's the video. I don't know what this is. But this is all we saw. And now everybody's going absolutely nutty about it. Good times. Good times there in Billings. Let's see. All right, so let's go to the Billings line, and then we'll check in on thread, I should say, and then we'll check in on. Let's see, what else will we check in on? We'll check in on Missouri because people in Missouri are doing stuff. There we go. Okay, so here's the Billings thread. We're gonna pull this up. We'll scroll through it together. We'll see what's happening, what the latest is. Billings. There we go. All right, let's get the latest. All right, let's see what some people are saying here. Okay, don't need that. Let me close out some windows. I got no reason to have all these windows open. All right. So the latest out of Billings, the city of Billings, Montana, is aware of the video being shared on social media Friday that claimed an explosion over the city, but officials said that there have not been any incidents. We are aware of the video shared on Twitter and claims of a massive explosion over Billings. However, our PD, fire, and airport have not been called to any incidents related to this video, and there haven't been any plane crashes picked up on radar. There you have it. There you have it. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter, Pugs Moran. Although right now it says Pugs Moran. Pugs Moran. I did that for fun. Pugs Moran on Twitter. You should be able to find me there. Or just at Pugs & Co. if you want to follow me on Twitter. Let's see, what else do we have here? We got someone's talking about, she lived on the west end of Billings. Older lady was interviewed by news. More than one person said this. I've never seen or saw anything. All right, so here's the problem that we're getting into here with this Billings explosion. We're seeing a lot of that stuff. We're seeing a lot of people say, well, my cousin's aunt who lives in Billings, she said she saw, yeah, except the cousin's aunt never stepped. The cousin's aunt isn't tweeting. Very few people are going, I saw it, I'm in Billings. Except for that one woman, Dolly Moore, who took the video, who might just be a brilliant influencer on the rise because she is getting some follows, boy, let me tell you. There's a congressman. There's a congressman in Montana who's saying like really stupid shit. Like I never even heard of this guy. And actually, that's generally the sign of a good congressman. If you've never heard of this guy, there's like 5,000 congressmen. There's like 5,000, and we know 6, right? We know the Ocasio-Cortez. We know the Gates. We know the Ilhan Omars. We know the Marjorie Taylor. We know the idiots. We know the ones that like just, they're like moths to a camera. If nobody outside of your district knows who your congressman is, you might have a good one. But whoever this guy, and try and find him here, whoever this congressman in Montana is, he said some really stupid shit. Even though the governor and the military and the police and all the city of Billings, even though everybody, all the official sources are saying there was no explosion, this duly elected member of the United States House of Representatives went on Twitter and was like, I don't believe anything the government said. One of these guys, one of these Yosemite Sam type legislators. Okay. All right. So, but where does that leave us? If that's where we are, if we don't believe anything anybody ever said, where does that leave us? What are we, just fucking a bunch of people walking around in the dark bumping into things? You got to have some faith in some institutions. I don't know. I don't believe the weather service, but you know what? When I hear the tornado sirens, I head for a safe place, even though I don't believe the government. I don't really know what I believe. But if a doctor or a scientist or somebody who's like in charge of this stuff, he says something, man, what's your choice? What is your choice? You don't believe him. Okay, I don't believe him. Okay, so then what do you believe? I don't know. We're so screwed up. We are so screwed up. What is this one? Top story. Okay, so we keep seeing nothing but images of this one woman's video. There are no other videos. There is a second video. I should say there's a second video that is out there, and people are saying, here's a different angle of it. But it's just contrails. It's not falling. It's just a contrail across the sky. Like somebody took a picture of an airplane and they were like, there's another evidence that something exploded over Billings. And again, it needs to be mentioned. This isn't going to be the balloon. This is not going to be the balloon hasn't been anywhere near Billings, Montana in about 20 hours. It was there yesterday. Today, it's currently somewhere south of Cape Girardeau. At least if you believe the flight tracker, and we'll get to that. It's somewhere south of Cape Girardeau, Mississippi. So it's like, or Missouri. I mean, when you get into that area of the country, it's the same thing. Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas. Okay, so what is this now? What are we seeing here? This one looks like a better version of the video. Here, let's make this big. See if we can see this better. Okay. See if I'll make it even better for you. All right. This one seems to be a longer video. Let's see. I still don't know what I'm looking at. Other than a mid-tier home that's coated in aluminum siding. Faux wood siding, I would guess. That would be my bet. Looks like a townhome. Only townhomes have sides like that. They got townhomes in Montana. Imagine you're in Montana. You don't even have a house. You got a townhome. You don't want to live in an apartment in Montana. All right, are we going to get a different view? Okay, so that goes all the way up. Look at that. I don't know where it comes. Oh, the other thing that's really funny. We're seeing all these guys. I'm down here in Texas. And I'm seeing a lot of my lot of my Texas friends said, come over here, I'm gonna shoot it down.
On the plane.
Guys, this damn thing is 80,000 feet in the air, 60 to 80,000 feet in the air. Your gun doesn't shoot that high, friend. It doesn't shoot that high. You're not going to get anywhere near this damn thing. And the other thing, the idea that like, well, maybe you could just poke it and pop it. It's not a balloon like a party balloon, okay? It's like covered in Kevlar or whatever. It's like a smart guy balloon. It's like something that like smart people made. It's not something that they would put up there and then, it could be destroyed if it collides with a flock of geese. I mean, it's some pretty hardware, hardcore hardware going on there. All right. So let's go back to the billing stuff. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Anything else good? No. Okay. I want to find you the representative, the U.S. House representative who just said really stupid stuff, because that's great. The explosion in Billings, Montana, this person says, the explosion in Billings, Montana looks like a chemtrail. And I went to Missouri on COD satellite and got a screenshot of a laser blast where the spy balloon is. Who knows? Oh, God, what are you talking about, weirdo? Come on. Okay, here's a pretty good picture of it. This is a really good up-close picture of it. This was taken. I saw this today for the first time. Let's see if we can make this bigger. Oh, the Daily Mail. So this is going to be legit. Okay, these are close up. Okay, so here we go. This is a really good close-up of what we're dealing with here. Let's see if I can make that bigger. Hold on, guys. You're damn right I can make it bigger. Here we go. All right, so that's not the explosion. This is probably the best and most detailed picture that I've seen of the Chinese spy spy balloon. This one you really see the detail on it. And even this isn't that great. It's supposed to be what? The size of 3 buses? That's what they're saying. It's like the size of 3 buses. I don't know. Again, they don't want to shoot it down because it could. They don't want to shoot it down because they're afraid that the debris could fall and hurt people. I'm like, it's a spy balloon from China. They're bad actors going back, oh my God, a long time. They can't do this. This is not something that they can be allowed to do. And then you hear the people who say, well, 15 times a day, Chinese spy satellites, and I'm using satellites properly this time, Chinese spy satellites will fly over the continental U.S. taking pictures of everything. This is different, though. This is very different. These things, I know you think, and who are we? Phineas Fogg? What are we going around the world? These things are really, they have capabilities that spy satellites do not. And not only that, this is not in space. This is something that just crossed over into our air. And we're not doing anything about it because we're afraid, especially last night when it was over Montana, we're afraid it's going to drop on a bunch of people in Montana. There's nobody in Montana. You're going to kill a couple cows, if that. Maybe a bunch of coyotes, something like that. I mean, there's really, if there could possibly be any place to shoot it down, it would be over Montana. And we didn't do it. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What if some North Korean jets just decided to fly across the continental United States? They weren't doing anything. They were just flying. Hello. They're just flying across. So it is our policy that we wouldn't blow them MFers out of the sky because we'd be afraid that a Dollar Tree in Los Angeles might get pelted. What are we doing here? We can't allow people to just use and violate our airspace in this way. This is madness. This is crazy. I also heard a Pentagon person, not a spokesperson, just somebody with Pentagon ties. I don't even know if they were currently with the Pentagon. But they said, this is what makes me so sick about the current state of America. They said, well, we wouldn't want to shoot it down because that could create an international incident. Bitch, the international incident has already been created when they drifted this balloon over our airspace. It's our move in this chess game. It's our move. And we're just going to sit here and let this thing Peter Potamus and his hippo hurricane howler going to propel it all the way across the southeastern universe. We saw the track. They're going to avoid Washington, D.C., though. They ain't going near Washington, D.C. That was my question. I'm like, so how far is this thing going to track across America? It looks the path that they seem to think that it's going to take is it's going over a bunch of garbage. It's going over a bunch of places we don't really care about. Except come election time. then we care about, those places. But honestly, it's not going over any major cities, unless you consider St. Louis a major city, and I do not. I guess St. Louis is fine, but you know what I'm saying. The Illinois side of St. Louis is okay, I guess. No, what am I saying? That's East St. Louis. That's like probably even worse than St. Louis. The suburbs of St. Louis that are over on the Altons, Madison County. Very nice down there. Anyway, so this is a pretty good picture, I think, of the Spy satellite. Let's go back and see if we got some other good ass tweets that we can see. Okay. Let's see what the top ones are. Let's see what some people with some actual credibility are saying about the. We don't need that. We don't need that. There's a lot of funny memes. We're getting good memes. We're getting good memes out of this. I got a good photo of what fell out of the sky in Billings, Montana. Not sure if it was a balloon or some other explosion. Tried to go find it on my truck, but was told to turn around by the National Guard blocking the road in a Humvee. Liar! All right, we'll show this guy. See, this is what we got. This is what we're dealing with here. And this guy says this kind of crazy ass QAnon nonsense, and everybody's like, oh, he's telling the truth. Why? Because that's what you want to believe. Because that's more fun to believe. It's more fun to believe that you haven't wasted the last 6 years of your life believing nonsense like JFK Jr. is still alive and looks like that dude. You know, the dude that's trying to pass himself off is JFK Jr. All right, here's this guy. Look at this clown show. All right, Chase. So he's got, first of all, this is not a picture. It's not a picture from today. This picture looks like it was taken in the 60s. I captured this picture on my 1965 Nikon Instamatic. Oh, really? And you got that film developed so quickly? That's because remember, that's how it used to be. You didn't just see pictures instantly. So he says, I got a good photo of what fell out of the sky in Billings, Montana, IA. Not sure if it was a balloon or some other explosion. Tried to go find it in my truck. Of course, you've got a truck. But was told to turn around by the National Guard blocking the road in a Humvee. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that in Close Encounters. Stupid. I don't know, though. We live in such a weird time. I mean, I know that's not true. And I know this guy is just one of these internet trolls trying to get clicks by putting something fantastic out there. And on some very strange level, kind of respect. I mean, what the hell do you think I'm doing here? I'm here trying to get clicks. But I'm doing it while actually and authentically just talking about something silly that's happening. And the Billings thing is silly. Okay, so let's see if there's anything more here before we move on to the major issue. Oh, God. Okay. City of Billings, there's the official City of Billings again. They're saying there's nothing going on here. This is supposedly new video. Nah, that's not new video. We don't need to see that. Well, we may as well see it. Okay, so this is being reported as new video. This is the one that I saw earlier tonight. This is not new, but it's said to be an alternative angle of the Billings, Montana explosion. To me, it just looks like chemtrails. It just looks like, well, chemtrails. What do you think chemtrails are?
Oh, and there's my Starlink.
Chemtrails is the stuff that poops out of the back of airplanes. That's what chemtrails are.
What is that?
All right, so That's probably like the moon or something, dude. He's like, what's this now? I don't know what that is. A UFO. So there's the chemtrail. This is being reported as reported by this dude as an alternate view of the thing that fell from the sky.
One of the chemtrails.
Well, it doesn't look like it's falling anywhere. That's just okay. All right, so there we go. So a lot of people spreading a lot of silly information on the Twitter box right now. Let's see what else we got. City of Billings. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Let's jump over to my favorite handy dandy tool for covering these kinds of things. We call it Flight Radar 2024 or 24, I guess Flight Radar 24. By the way, we do 5 shows a week every day at noon, high noon with me, Pugs Moran. We also do a nighttime show with Pugs and Parker, a 1-hour conversation about the day's current events between myself and radio talk show host James Parker. We get together Monday through Thursday at 9 o'clock. High noon comes on Monday through Friday at noon every day, an alternative to nonsense talk radio. You can support the show by offering a tip, but we won't do that all night. If you want, help us out, man. We'd appreciate it. This show is entirely listener driven or viewer driven. Let's go to Flight Radar. Let's check out what's happening there. Let's see, because there was around the time of the explosion over Montana, the reported explosion over Montana, which again, we all know that the balloon was not anywhere near there because people in St. Louis were freaking out this afternoon. I can see it. But still, interesting that, Montana. All right, so that's Missouri. I was looking at that last. So let's go find Montana. All right, this is where I'm exposed as someone who doesn't know dick about the geography of America because I can never find Montana. This entire section of the country, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's where they stopped trying. You ever notice, like, all of a sudden, like, you look on the East Coast, you work your way over to Mississippi, and all the states are shaped really interestingly. They're all shaped with weird sort of angles, and this is ours, and this is ours. And then you get out to, like, this part of the country, and it's just square, square, square. It's like, I don't care, just square. So I have a difficult time. I make very little distinction in my everyday life between Montana and Wyoming. That's a problem for me. Don't even get me started on North and South Dakota. Do we need 2 Dakotas? All right, so let's go here. Here's Bill. Where's Billings at? Okay. Oh, there's Billings. All right, so these are all the planes currently in the air in Billings, Montana. And I do not see any military planes. There was earlier during the time of the explosion, as I was saying, there was an Army helicopter that was flying around the area, but that's not rare for Flight Radar. There are Army helicopters in the air all over the country right now. We could scroll across the map of the country and we can find them. I don't see an Army helicopter in the air right now. No, these are all. Any of these military planes? What's this? This is a private jet taking off from Billings. This is Billings International Airport right there. Okay. This is a Delta Airlines plane. What do we got here? Billings. Okay. All right. See, now this is when these flight trackers get interesting. When they don't have anything other than, like, they know it took off here. They know it took off from Billings, Montana. There's no other information about it. NA. Sometimes when this plane is a little plane, then it's just like a little private plane. This is not a little plane. This is a big plane. So what that says is this could be something, this could be military. This could be a plane that doesn't have to file regular, authentications with the FAA and all that kind of thing. So that's interesting. But that looks to have just taken off. Yeah, that looks to have just taken off. And it's hovering over Billings. Okay, you know what? There it is. There's the Army helicopter right there. Okay, so is that still in the air? There we go. See, this is a United States U.S. Army helicopter, a Sikorsky Blackhawk, which is in the air over Billings. Actually, I don't even know that it is in the air at the moment because that is darn close to the airport. It may actually be on the ground. See if we can get a little bit closer. No, that's in the air. All right, so here we have, and again, the officials in Billings, Montana, and the governor of Montana is saying that they have no confirmation that there was an explosion. The people in Billings say that our fire department didn't respond to anything. Search and rescue doesn't know anything about it. So, okay. So we have to, at least I feel comfortable going with what they say, because again, what choice do we have? Believe a bunch of whack jobs on Twitter who are trying to get clicks over somebody who, actually makes taxpayer dollars to do this job? Well, then, who would be crooked? They might be crooked if they're, working for the government. They're in on it with the lizard people and the overlord and all that stuff. All right, so this is interesting, though. I'll point this out, that this is kind of interesting. Right here, we've got two in close proximity to each other. We've got a United States Army Sikorsky helicopter. And then right here behind it, we've got a fairly sizable plane with no markings. So I would just deduce, as an amateur, I would think that's not common. That's a little bit weird. They seem to be flying the same path as well. Although we should point out that, we'll get off that. Come on, get me back to, let me pull out. There we go. So that's Billings. Now, the explosion is believed to have occurred somewhere out here, just east of Billings. I gave the name of the place, but I don't see it anywhere listed. I might know the name if I heard it, but I don't know it off the top of my head, so I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay, so there's the airport. So this is Billings Airport, right? So maybe the helicopter is going back there. We can see if the helicopter lands or if it keeps doing some sort of flight path. See if this guy, now this could be it. Now there was an explosion earlier tonight. What is the flight path of this plane? You guys, if this plane took off from Washington, D.C. after reports of an explosion over Billings, all of a sudden, I'm going to be like, those kooks on Twitter might be onto something. So let's see where this plane took off from. Is that it? It took off from nowhere? That's it? Here? There's not even an airport there. We don't know where that plane took off from. That is curious. See, typically it'll show you the entire flight path of where the plane took off and where it is now, and that's how you track planes. That's how you track. But it looks like, okay, so the way this site works is that there are beacons all over the world, and these beacons, and every time a plane passes by the beacon, it has to check in with the beacon, and that's how we know that the plane is up there. Something they apparently didn't do with that Malaysian plane that just disappeared, but it's something we do now. This plane with no markings seems to have taken off from the middle of nowhere, which tells me that it wasn't responding to transponder beacons until it got into this area. And that would tell me that they don't want anybody knowing where it came from. It's just there. Just all of a sudden it popped up on the radar. There is no airport here. It would say if there was an airport. See, like over here, we've got Billings Airport. So we know that this is an airport. But this one, there's no airport marked here. Now, could it be a military base? Well, most military bases are marked on here. Most military, I guess they're secret lizard people bases. Okay, all right. So maybe there's a secret lizard person base out there. I don't know. Don't beat me up over it. I'm just trying to figure it out like you are. What I'm waiting for is I'm waiting to see if this plane here, this unmarked big giant plane, waiting to see if it lands here at Billings Airport. Where'd it go? This, by the way, all these things, this could also just be my internet. It might just be slow, like it'll pop up. But it absolutely has just disappeared. The helicopter is still up in the air, okay? But that plane that didn't have markings just vanished. It sure did. It sure did, because even if it was on the ground, when these planes land on the ground, we see them on the ground. They just stop moving, and then you see that they're in an airport location. Oh, wait, is this it? No, that's a Delta Airlines flight. You guys, the plane with no mark. Is this it? No, that's a United flight. You guys, the plane that we were just watching that seemed to have emanated or originated from a strange location in the middle of nowhere has just disappeared off flight radar. They just turned everything off again. So I don't know what the hell that means. Let's see. All right, this is the helicopter. Let's check the flight path of the helicopter. Let's see what the helicopter's been doing. All right, so the helicopter appears to have taken off here from Klein. I don't know if maybe it's an air base there or a military base or something, and it's been flying a circle around the area of where the explosion was reported. Now, the explosion was reported to be 5 to 10 miles east of Billings, so that would be somewhere over here, right? So that would make sense. This helicopter seems to be flying a path around the area of the reported explosion that all the officials in the state are saying never happened, and there only seems to be one video of it. Do with that information what you will. I'm not telling you anything. I don't know. We're working this out between all of us, but this is interesting. All right, who's this bad boy? What's this guy getting into? Who's he? All right, he's another United Airlines flight. Okay. You guys, I'm not crazy, right? I mean, we were all watching this unmarked, large plane, not a small plane. See, the planes, you can tell the difference between the planes. Like here, this is a much smaller plane, right? Look at that. That's like a little private propeller jet. And then, you can see Learjet. You see the helicopter is different. These are big planes. A fairly large plane with no official markings, at least not being recognized by flight radar and transponders, just disappeared on approach to Billings. Could have crashed. I mean, that's kind of what would happen if it crashed. It didn't crash. There are way too many mysterious things about that plane. First of all, the NA markings. It didn't report where it took off from. It didn't report where it was going. It didn't report even what kind of plane it was. All it said was, I'm a plane and I'm here. It had no documentation of passing over a number of transponders, so we don't know where that plane took off from. Like I said, its path just popped up. Here's probably what's happening. I wonder, and this is just me, and I don't know if there's any pilots in the chat room or anything, but I wonder if a covert flight like that, and I'm calling it a covert flight because that's more fun to think of it as. I'm wondering if maybe a covert flight like that would briefly turn on their transponders when they get into an area near an airport. And it was near the airport. So maybe that was it. Maybe at that point, it had to identify itself for other air traffic in the area that may be on approach or taking off from Billings Airport. And then once it cleared wherever it was, or once the airspace was cleared, it turned its transponders off again and it disappeared because it no longer exists. And 5 minutes ago, we were all looking at it and we even brought it up. Let's see. All right, so I believe this is the Billings Airport down here. Excuse me. Yeah, Billings Logan International Airport. Hey, who's this Logan guy, and why does he get a bunch of airports named after him? Phineas Logan, I invented the propeller. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so this is the Billings Airport. It does look at this point. See, this is how you're able to tell. So this is the Billings Airport. The helicopter is no longer moving, and it seems to be on the property of Billings Airport. So that tells us that this U.S. Army helicopter, this Sikorsky Black Hawk, is on the ground. Although maybe not, because when you look at the tracking, it looks like it's just been going in a circle. Okay, I stand corrected. It's not on the ground. It's still moving. And now that I look closer, it seems to be off the property. It has cleared the immediate overhead airspace of the Billings Logan Airport. Yeah, that bad boy is just flying in circles. That's all. He's just kind of doing a big loop over the area. What's this guy doing? He's flying into this area now. This is the United Airlines flight again. All right, so now we're going to now let's get into the Chinese spy balloon. Okay, we'll check back in on Billings. We'll see what the latest is. What's happening there with the explosion that was reported this evening over Billings, Montana, in the sky. Stuff falling from the sky. Let's now go to. Hold on. I got to refresh this. Booyah. Sorry. Okay, when I refresh it, I wanted to see if anything else came through, but no, nothing. There's nothing. It's still, that plane just disappeared. The plane we were watching just completely disappeared. And lizard people. I'm telling you, maybe them Q guys are onto something. I don't know. But we all saw that. Okay, so now we're going to get into some balloon stuff. Now, the most interesting thing that's been happening with the balloon is we know where the balloon is because the balloon is being tracked. The balloon is being tracked by this guy. If you look over here in the left, you'll see number 1. What does number 1 mean? That means this is the flight that more people in the world are watching right now than any other flight. We first started using flight radar in the early days of the Ukraine war, and we were using it to check military flights over the Ukraine. We were watching to see, oh, that's an American plane, that's a NATO plane. So we were watching all that stuff. So this Cobra 47, this is the most watched. There's 5,000 people, of which I hope you're proud to be some. 5,000 plus people are watching this plane currently. And this has been the plane I've been watching all day. It's been up here all day. This is the plane that is tracking the balloon. So let's go to where this plane is. Where's the Cobra? There. Is that the Cobra? Okay, here it is. Let's get rid of that. All right, so right here, right now, actually, we'll leave that on. This is a Boeing RC-135U combat cent. I don't know what that is, but it's a part of the United States Air Force. It's a Cobra 47. It's a reconnaissance plane. And it's used to reconnaissance stuff. I don't know what it's used for. I was never in the military. Just bear with me. All right, so let's pull out so we can get an idea of the area where the balloon is now, because this is how we're tracking it. Where does that look? It's in Tennessee. It's somewhere in the area of Tennessee, which would make sense because about 6 hours ago it was. No, how can that balloon be moving that fast? This balloon, what is this? Peter Potamus, hippo hurricane holler. That's what's going on. Fueled by a hippopotamus's breath. All right, this is why this is interesting. So this is the flight path that this Cobra has been flying all day. Look at it. You see all the blue? It's been following this damn thing. Now, obviously, the plane moves much quicker than the balloon, so the plane's got to constantly be doing donuts in the sky and circles and all that kind of stuff, just trying to let the balloon keep up with it. But you see, it's if you can just follow this track, you follow my pointer. Looks like it took off. It originated. The origin of it. Okay, there you go. So the origin of this flight was from Offutt Air Force Base, just outside Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, so that's where this plane took off from. Boom, boom. Sorry, guys. So it took off from Nebraska, and it took off from Nebraska like earlier this morning. It's been up there all day, as you'll see from this flight track. So it took off from Nebraska and has just been, and this is the track of the balloon. This is where the balloon has been. All of these places where you see this purple, blue, is that magenta? I don't know. I'm straight. I don't know what magenta is, but it looks like maybe that's magenta. So this is the plane. Cobra. Cool ass Cobra. Bum, 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 bum. So what we have to assume here is that the plane is somewhere in the Nashville area, somewhere over Tennessee. And nobody's seeing it right now because it's dark outside, but that's where it is. The path of the balloon, let's see if we can pull that up. I can show you the path of the balloon. Well, hello, friends. Look at me back on the big screen. We'll go back to flight radar. We'll check that stuff out in a minute. Let me see if I can find you the path of balloon. Hey, you know who I was thinking about today? Remember that kid? Falcon? Remember the kid who was in the balloon that got away from his dad? His dad wanted to be on a reality show, so his dad was making a reality video, and he made a balloon, and the balloon accidentally got released, And then he called the police and he was like, my son is in the balloon. And the balloon was like tracked by CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. We were on the air. My partner Kelly and I were on the air back when the balloon boy incident went off. And I remember we were tracking that over. I think we were. God, is that a false memory? It seems like something we would have tracked. Anyway, and we were all like horrified. It's like, oh my God, there is a kid in that balloon and that balloon is just going to crash. Oh my God, this poor kid. The entire country was just pearl clutching and on the edge of our seat. And then it goes down in a field, and it goes down in a field pretty hard. And then dudes in pickup trucks who were, racing on the ground underneath it, they go running out to the field. Let's save the boy. And they run out there and they open up the capsule. The kid wasn't in there. The kid wasn't in there. Yeah, Dad forgot. He had Little League today. Yeah, the kid wasn't even here. I don't know. The balloon got away, and I was like, hey, where's Falcon? And I just assumed he was in there because he's a mischievous lad. And then my favorite part about that was they went on Larry King. They went on Larry King that night. The entire country was like, oh, thank God. Oh, we were so scared for you and your little boy, Falcon. Falcon. His name was Falcon, too. That's kind of cool. Oh, we're so worried about you and your little boy, Falcon. And then on Larry King, the kid like totally blew the whole story. The kid said, here, we can show that. Why not? Why not? It's Friday night. I've got a glass of whiskey. You people obviously have nothing better to do, so let's hang out. Where is Balloon Boy on Larry King? Anyway, long story short, it all turned out to be a big scam that his dad was pulling to try and get on a reality show. Balloon Boy. I think it was Larry King. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Oh my God, is this Balloon Boy now? Oh God. Is that Balloon Boy now? Oh my God, how old is he? How old before I say this? He's one of these people with like too much forehead, not enough chin. Look, he's in his 20s, okay? He's a grown man. He knows he's passed a number of mirrors before in his life. He's got kind of an alien look to him. No, that can't be him. He was too cute. He was a cute little scamp. All right, let's see what this is. Hold on. Yeah, let's watch a little Balloon Boy video here before we move on to covering the actual balloon that we have. This is the last time America was completely obsessed with a balloon-oriented story.
Right. Millions of TV viewers. 6-year-old Falcon Heen was reported to have crawled into a UFO-shaped balloon his father was putting together in the family's backyard. Parents Richard and Mayumi were apparently frantic when the helium-filled aircraft broke free of its tether and floated away. An emergency call went out. The skies were cleared over much of the state of Colorado. Police and TV news camera crews chased the balloon for 50 miles, only to find it empty. Falcon was safe and well at home. He was said to have been hiding, but he got his parents into very hot water indeed when he made this admission in a live interview.
You guys said that we did this for the show.
His parents denied the affair was a...
On Larry King, the kid goes, yeah, my dad said we're doing this for the show. Like he totally admitted. Kids say the darndest
things. But prosecutors wanted to press charges that could have seen them in prison for up to 6 years.
We have evidence at this point to indicate that it was a publicity stunt.
It's another guy. Too much forehead, not enough chin. Look, I'm in that class too. I know it.
Done with the hopes of marketing themselves or better market themselves for a reality television show at some point in the future.
In the latest twist, however, the Heens are likely to escape jail when they plead guilty to lesser charges. The authorities offered them a plea bargain.
All right, we don't care. Do we really care about them? I just wanted to refresh our memories about the old Balloon Boy incident. Lance in the chat room says KTVQ News has video of the interview with Dolly posted just about 20 minutes ago. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that heads up. That's how the chat room works. You guys have to act on behalf of, well, you're like associate producers. I appreciate that. See if I can find that. It's KTVQ. All right, let me see if I can find KTVQ. KTVQ News. There we go. All right. Where's the interview? Well. All right. Look at here's some good news. Billings West boys basketball won their big game. Big deal. Big deal in Billings. When did you say they posted the story, the interview? Because I don't see that. I see the most recent stories concerning the photographer who got the supposed or viral video captures purported explosion in air near Billings. No confirmation, but that's from 6/18. That's from a while back. All right, let me see if I can find this. No. You know, maybe it's on Twitter somewhere. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll try KTVU on Twitter. Nope, not people. Breaking. Billings, Montana can't substantiate reports of an explosion in the air where the Chinese balloon had been. Wait, what? Wait, what? What is this? What's this now? That's not. All right. Let me show you the kind of nonsense that's going on here. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of that. So one of the more interesting things that we had happen while we're streaming here is that we watched that plane, that weird unmarked plane, sort of disappear off radar as it approached Billings Logan Airport. On the latest? Yeah, I'm on the latest. All right. I don't see it. I don't see it now. Isn't that a bite in the ass? Sure is. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. What's this now? All right, here we go. And we just lost it again. Ugh, my God. Hold on. I'll get it. Be patient. It's a very patient Friday evening here as we cover the end of America as we know it. Yeah, there it is. This is weird. Now, far be it for me to take the word of Mystical Goat, but Mystical Goat has something interesting he'd like to say. Mystical Goat. There we go. All right, so this is the old Mystical Goat. You know that old. Let's say breaking. Strange military aircraft spotted above Billings, Montana. It kind of looks like a gator with a steak knife in its skull. All right, so I don't know who this guy is. Oh, wait, there's a new version of this tweet. Isn't that interesting? What's that one? Billings, strange military aircraft spotted above Billings, Montana. It kind of looks like a... It looks like a helicopter to me. It looks like a helicopter, and we just can't see a couple of the... But it is weird. Look, it is weird. We were just watching the flight radar from over Billings, Montana, and we saw something very strange. If you were with us about 10, 15 minutes ago, we were tracking a plane. The plane had no call sign. The plane had no origin. The plane was missing all of the markings that would, basically be required by the FAA, which tells you that this plane is... Well, it's either just a bunch of gangbangers taking a plane out for a joyride that they carjacked, or it's something military, or there's something government related about the plane. And we saw it just disappear, just in that quick. I was in the middle of tracking it, trying to figure out where that plane had originated from, and it completely vanished from radar. So regardless of all of the conversations about it wasn't a real explosion at Billings, it never happened. And regardless of all that, we did just witness here on the stream something strange that did occur there. So again, as I say, do with that as you will. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm no expert on anything. I've been doing talk radio for the last 31 years. Yeah, yesterday was my anniversary. 31 years. All right. So what should we be looking at now? Let me look in the chat room. Let me see what some of our. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay. So I'll check YouTube. We'll check. Let's go to the YouTube. Okay, let me check this on YouTube. Here we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much because it's current year. Got a little something here. All right. So we're going to check this out. This is the woman. This is Dolly Moore, the most famous person in America right now. Let's see what she had to say to the local billing station about. Because, a lot of people are saying that she's just, I did when we started. I was like, she's probably just some lady looking for clicks. I don't know. Let's judge her. Let's see if we think she's a nutbag or not. Here we go. Hold on. Whoa. Very, very, very attractive Billings, Montana little news lady. All right. Let's watch this. Let's see. Again, this is courtesy of, what is it? KTV. Do I have that right? KTV. I want to make sure I get it right. KTVQ News, NBC affiliate in Billings, Montana.
A Billings West End woman is going viral tonight on social media after capturing something unforgettable on her cell phone. Dolly Moore tells me that she heard jets fly over her house. Everything started to shake, and that's when she decided to grab her cell phone.
I'm gonna catch it on my phone this time.
Dolly Moore says she barely had time to think and instead just started rolling.
And all I could think was, oh my gosh, this is happening again from 2 nights ago.
All the commotion started around 4:45 when she was finishing up her workday. This big window in her home office looks south. She was watching when all of a sudden,
it was this big explosion in the sky, and all this debris started just slowly coming down like it was big smoke.
Those images took social media by storm.
I'm not a big Twitter person, so just like, well, I'll just tweet it and like, this is, oh my gosh, this is what I just got.
But here's where the mystery continues. We reached out to Sheriff Mike Linder, who says there's been no verification of the video from others. Meanwhile, the city tweeting out this, saying they're aware of the video, but they haven't been called to any incidents related to it, and nothing was picked up on radar. And Governor Greg Gianforte telling the city of Billings they don't know of any explosions in, around, or across Montana.
Because to us, it looked like when it first came down, it was like, oh my gosh, it's in our neighborhood. Like, that's scary, you know?
But Moore says the whole thing left her shocked.
Yeah, I was shaken. Like, I thought, oh my gosh, like, they just blew it up over our neighborhood. Oh my gosh.
And now she waits to find out what happened. In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Well done, Andrea Lutz. You're not going to be in Billings for very long. Hell, any day now, old Provo will be calling. Okay, so I don't know what to make of that lady. Okay, so she did this. Then the news people called and said, you want to talk? And she was like, yeah, I want to be on TV. I don't know. I got to be honest. I was looking for signs of nuttiness, like around her house. Like I was like, oh, is she a hoarder? You know what I mean? She got like knickknacks everywhere. Are they going to show us a room that is just filled with like weird China dolls and something like that? No, I didn't see any of that. What I saw was an all-American, house. She's like everybody's mom. Didn't look particularly weird. So I guess the question for me now is, do I believe the picture is real? Not do I believe that something blew up. Do I believe the picture was real? Because that was a question from me from the beginning. Like, how is this, like special effects or something like that? I believe her. I don't think that woman is capable of, perpetrating a modern day 2023 internet troll scam. I don't think so. She's like everybody. She seemed like everybody's mom, right? She seemed all right. I don't know what that means. I'll tell you this much. I'm starting to think when I sat down here with you folks. Thank you, Yankee Chuck. When I sat down here with you folks about an hour ago now, a little bit over an hour, I have to tell you, I was pretty certain that this was all. Nothing happened in Billings. This was just somebody who was trolling the internet. Now, the deeper we get, the more I start to think that something may have happened in Billings tonight. Wasn't the balloon. We know it's not the balloon. Let's stop that. We know where the balloon is. We're watching the balloon. The balloon is like over at just around Nashville now. But something went down. Let's check back in one more time on Flight Radar. Let's see what the latest is happening. Let me fix that up. I'm still going to try. I'll show you what the believed path of the balloon is going to be. It's going to just like go right across the southeastern United States and then somewhere off, like it looks maybe Virginia Beach, maybe Charleston, somewhere in that area. It's going to dump back into the ocean. And we won't shoot it down. Why won't we shoot it down? It would just be so great for American morale, wouldn't it? Well, we don't want to create an international incident. To which I say, the international incident has already been created. The minute the Chinese thought that they could just float one of their little picture-takey balloons over our country unmolested, nothing was going to happen to it. The minute they said that, the minute they made that decision, an international incident occurred. Us responding to this international incident that they started, we're in our rights. This thing, they can't do this. They know they can't do this. They know this is Again, I will take us all back to 2001. 2001, when the United States Air Force reconnaissance plane was flying over, it encroached upon Chinese air. And what happened? Well, the Chinese military forced it to the ground. An American plane filled with American crew members. They were detained. They were held there in China for a period of time. Negotiations had to be done to get their release. And then when the human, the flesh, the actual American citizens who were operating our spy plane, when they were released, they didn't give us the plane back. They kept the plane, which was, kind of a dick move. I mean, because that plane, they had all of our secrets and all. So that 22 years ago now, that's how they responded to an American encroachment on their airspace. And also, let's not kid ourselves. We spy on them all the time. We're doing whatever we can, however we can. And they do the same. There was a story that was going around this afternoon talking about how, this is not the first time this has happened, that they have sent balloons. Now, I don't know if this is true, but this was a number of people, guys with, salads on their uniforms, guys decorated, that's they call it in the military. No, they don't. Yeah, okay, maybe they don't. I've heard it, though. Decorated guys that are, this is something that is not uncommon and that these kinds of balloons have been used in China in the past. Here's the difference, though. Nobody saw them. Like, we didn't see them. We didn't know. Like, they were there. They were up there 80,000 feet and nobody noticed. Somebody noticed this one. So now we got to react. And you got to look on some way through back channels or whatever it is. You got to say to the Chinese people, hey, look, guys, I know you've done this before and we've done it to you, but here's the deal. Our people know it. You let yourself get seen, so we got to blow your ass out of the air. I don't want you to go nuts about it. It's just something that we got to do because you screwed up. You got caught this time by regular people in Montana, no less. So yeah, it's just how you got to handle it. But we got to blow it out of the sky. Can't allow it to be this can't be a thing. We can't just let it drift off the eastern seaboard and go, hey, remember a couple of months ago when that balloon flew over the country? We can't have that for national morale. We can't. We just can't. We got to blow that bitch out of the sky. And we all got to go, yeah, America, F yeah. I mean, it'd be a good feel. It'd be a nice moment for us. And it might even be a moment that all of us can come together on, right? I think that this starkly divided nation could be brought together by one errant balloon that drifted into our, and not even errant. I shouldn't even say that. It's not an errant thing. All right, let's get back to this. I'm riffing. It's Friday night. I've had a couple of drinks. All right, Cobra. Where's the Cobra at? All right, here he is now. He's over here. He's Mr. Red. This is the area. This guy's been flying in circles. He's been tracking the damn balloon. Woo, just trying to circle in the balloon. I don't know. He's going any deeper. Where's the deepest he's gone? Okay, so he hasn't reached Chattanooga yet. What's this here? We got a little something on the ground in Chattanooga. We got a helicopter. Oh, it's a Lifestar helicopter. Never mind. Let's go back and check out Montana again. Let's see if, because there was weird stuff going on in Montana. Montana IA, as I like to call it. All right, here we go. Billings, Montana. Billings, there we go. Mm-hmm. How do you find Billings on the map? Well, it's the one where all the planes are, because honestly, there are no other reason to fly into Montana other than to go to Billings. The helicopter, there was an Army helicopter that was on the ground, or at least it was doing a path. I don't see the helicopter now. Maybe the helicopter has ended its little thing. You guys see a helicopter anywhere around here? I do not. All right, once again, the explosion, or whatever it was that fell from the sky, reportedly, which I'm starting to think is true, it happened somewhere around here, somewhere in this area. Okay, so this green area, maybe. I don't know. I don't see. Well, I guess this isn't a satellite map, so I wouldn't really see. Yeah, no, there's nothing. All right, what's this guy? FDX. That's a FedEx plane. This is a United Airlines plane. This is a tiny little private plane. He's flying into some shit. What's this guy? This guy's a United Airlines plane. Okay. All right. So we have no more action, nothing of interest happening in the skies above Billings. What's this guy doing? That's another United Airlines plane. All right. Yeah. Earlier today, we saw a plane just completely disappear a couple hours ago. It was weird. It was very weird. Okay. All right. So let's be done with flight radar. And now let me see if I can find you the projected track of the balloon so we can see that. Path of Chinese spy balloon. That sounds good. Okay, so. All right, hold on. You know what? This is because we're doing that. We're going to have to use Bing. It's the only reason to use Bing. They have better pictures for when you're doing a live stream and you want to share pictures. It's easier to share a larger picture on Bing than it is with Google. All right, let's see here. So where's the path? What's the path that they're saying? All right, here we go. Yep, this will be the one we'll use. Now remember, right now it appears to be somewhere to the northwest of Nashville, Tennessee. So let's see if that tracks with the path. All right, so this is the path. This is what they say it's going to do. Yeah, look, so it's right about here, right? Am I getting that? Yeah, we're getting that. All right, so we're right about here. We're just around the Nashville area. The plane that has been tracking it, the United States Air Force reconnaissance plane that has been following it all afternoon, it's basically flying a path in this area, just circles and circles and circles. So it's going to continue southeast outside of Nashville. It's going to go just to the north of Atlanta. It's going to cross over Charlotte, and then it's going to make its way off the eastern seaboard here. Could that be Charleston? Maybe Charleston, South Carolina area. It looks like that. So it looks like as far as major cities, none. Like no real major cities. Here's what I think is very important. See up here, we got Washington, D.C. It ain't going near Washington, D.C. They ain't got the balls. No, seriously. Seriously, that thing starts making its way towards our nation's capital. I think we might have a completely different attitude about what we're going to do about it. But it's not. This is a fairly innocuous path. It's not really, we go from Montana. But see, it didn't start in Montana, right? That's just where we noticed it. I mean, it came down across the Aleutian Islands, through and over Alaska, and then down through a little bit of, did it come through Canada at all? I'm not sure about that. I do like, there was a Canadian military guy this morning who was basically scoreboarding us here in America. He was like, I don't know what you guys are doing down there, but we'd have shot that thing out of the air by now. Oh, yeah, you can't just fly that over. Like Canada was actually big balling us. Like Canada's going to do something that we're not willing to do. I swear to God, I don't know why we're not willing to do it. I got to be honest. If we're going to blow it up, we're going to blow it out of the air. We need to do it somewhere around here, right? This area north of Atlanta. There's nothing there. Isn't that the Appalachian Trail? Isn't that like that? Isn't that weird, like nothing area? Well, it's so high, you can't blow it out of the sky because the debris field would be too large and it might hurt somebody. Nah, there ain't nobody gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt a bunch of hillbillies, bunch of people, bunch of Appalachian types. They don't care. They'll find a piece of metal and they'll use it as a coffee table. They'll make something out of it. You ain't gonna hurt anybody. So it's tracking all the way across, and then it's going to go out here. I did hear one person speculate that they may be waiting for it to finish gathering all the information it needs on the continental United States, sending it back to Beijing, and then figuring out a way to defeat us. Only then, once it reaches the eastern seaboard, they're gonna blow it up over the water. Like, what's the point? It's already made its way all the way across America. I don't think there's not like a VHS tape in there that when it lands back in China, they're going to go, oh, God, we got our stuff. That's not how it works. It's gathering data and it's sending it back. It's already sending all the information back. What kind of information are you going to get over Nebraska? That's my question. What are they looking for? They're not getting anything good. Maybe they are. Because there's a whole bunch there was a map of, that I saw earlier today, a map of all of our nuclear sites or nuclear missile sites or whatever. And there's quite a few in this area. So maybe it's checking that out. I don't know. All right, there you go. So that's the flight path. Let's check in on the chat room. Let's see what you boys are getting to. You boys and lovely ladies. Jeff says missile silos. Yeah, some missile silos. That's the map that I was looking at, Jeff. There are a whole bunch of missile silos over there in the Montana area, and then down through Nebraska and stuff. So, I mean, when I say there's nothing important there, what I mean is like there's not like a good place to go to dinner. There's not like you're not gonna get a great restaurant. Probably, not gonna find any really cool shopping malls either. But I suppose for the information that the Chinese are looking to gather, there might be all kinds of important stuff there. Lance. Lance is pointing out that there in Norfolk, Virginia, you've got a major. I think it's like the primary. Well, San Diego's big too, but Norfolk and San Diego, right? Aren't these our two major fleet bases for our navies? But they appear, Lance, to be going a significant amount of ways away from Norfolk. They're going to be much shorter, much more south of Norfolk. The path, at least the way I was reading it, looks like it's going to probably just hit the ocean somewhere around the area of Charleston, South Carolina. Let's see, what else do they have? Yankee Chuck going deep on the Georgia Guidestones. You want to talk Guidestones? I'll talk Guidestones with you. I love that shit. Whatever happened with that? Did we ever find anything out about that? The dudes that blew up the Guidestones? I By the way, I don't know, what side am I on? Am I on the side of, yeah, let's blow up the guide stones? Or am I on the side of, no, the guide stones are, like, is liking the guide stones bad? Which one makes me a Satanist? Does liking the guide stones make me a Satanist? Or does, like, wanting to blow them up make me I don't know. Whatever. I'm very confused. All I know is that I love that story. You know what? I would like to thank my new friend Yankee Chuck, because he has now given me a Wikipedia/YouTube hole to fall into when we finish the stream. I'll go in the other room and I'm going to look in and see what happened. Did they ever catch anybody for that? I don't know. Let's see here. Al, my boy Al says, oh, wait, sorry. I'm going to get Al's question. I'm having difficulty with this. Al says, why would they want to use balloons when they have awesome satellite images? Good question, Al. Here's why. Balloons are actually better. The ability to gather information with these balloons are actually better than satellites. Satellites are, although highly technological, they're limited. They are actually limited in what they can do. These, they're also saying they might be no matter what you think from watching the Sci-Fi Channel, and not you, Al, I'm talking about the royal you. No matter what we think from all these scientific movies, there really is no delivery system that is known that can attack from a satellite. So, the Chinese satellites, they just take pictures, can't stop it. They're all the way up there. We don't have spaceships. We can't go pew, 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 and shoot it out of the sky. But with these balloons, the balloons are concerning because, and I heard a bunch of scientists, a bunch of eggheads were talking about how there are just tech advantages to these balloons because they're closer. But also, the balloons can be used to deliver whatever they want to deliver. They want to drop a bomb from the balloon, they can do that. So, but as far as gathering of intelligence, apparently the balloon is better. The balloon is better than satellites. I don't know why. I'm not in the military, but I'm just telling you what we heard. Diane says they should try to get it down with no damage. We need to see what kind of technology is there and what are they storing and spying on. I agree with you, right? Like that would be like the best case scenario. How do we just get it down intact so that we can just, poke around in there the way they did with our airplane in 2001, when they just basically put our airplane on blocks, stripped it down for everything. But how do you do that? I mean, I've seen some crazy thoughts on the social medias today about, well, they got a giant claw and you attach it to the back of one of them airplanes, those airplanes that you see that fuel other airplanes in the sky. You see these airplanes. So you get like a big claw at the end of that, and then you fly over it, and then you grab the balloon and you can drag it down. Like people were saying stuff like that. First of all, what I don't think people understand is that we don't have an airplane that can go that high. Our airplanes are limited in how high they can get. I believe it's the F-15. The F-15 is the only one. Like if in fact this balloon is between 60 and 80,000 feet in the air, our planes don't do that. Like fighter jets, like the typical fighter jets, those things top out at about 45,000, 50,000 feet. They can't go in it. The air is too thin. The engines start to, that's where you ever seen The Right Stuff? With what's his face? Chuck Yeager. He tried to punch a hole in the atmosphere, and then the engine stalled out because he went too high. The plane couldn't get there. I think it's the F-15 that they said. The F-15 can get up to like 65,000 feet, but we really don't have an airplane that we know of. We might have a special secret airplane that can get up that high. That balloon is really high. That balloon, if it's at 80,000 feet, that's out of our reach. And then there was something else they were saying about missiles. Like, well, just shoot a missile at it. So no, a missile wouldn't work for the same reasons. Like you would have to almost take it down with bullets, or maybe one of them Jewish space lasers we keep hearing about, but you'd have to take it down in a non-traditional way because missiles apparently also not guaranteed to work up there. Like they might just peter out. Like you'll fire them and then they'll, from the lack of oxygen being so thin, whatever's propelling the missile, it might just, and then you got a missile fall into the ground. I learned a lot of stuff today. None of it's going to stick. I mean, I'm not going to, a week from now, I'm not going to have any idea about any of this stuff, but I'm watching a bunch of stuff today and a bunch of smart guys were telling me nonsense. What's this here? Is this, let's see here. Because it's current year, F-22 Raptor can reach as high as 65,000 feet due to the capability to rise vertically. Okay. Is that, so it's not the F-15. I don't know for some reason why I was saying the F-15. But even at 65,000 feet, and that's its max, you know, they're talking about this balloon being somewhere between 60 and 80, and some people have put it closer to 80,000 feet up there. That's why it's also silly when you think about the guys with their shotguns. Come near me, man. Like, come on, dude. That bullet's gonna come down and like kill your dog that's out running in your field. There ain't no way that, and also, again, it's not a party balloon, okay? It's, you're not going to take it down with your gun. You're not going to take it down with your pistol. You're not going to take it down with your AR-15. You're not going to take it down with your shotgun. The bullets are not going to come anywhere close to it. And if it did come close to it, again, it's not a party balloon. Okay. These things are designed with Kevlar. These things are very, very strong balloons. It was something somebody else said. They won't pop. It's not like you think, well, just pop the balloon. Okay. No, that's not how it works. It won't pop. It could get a hole in it. But that is going to have, depending on the size and the amount of the holes and where the holes are, it might not do anything to it at all. It might just be like, whatever, we got a hole in it now. We're all learning this stuff. Look, I am no expert. I'm just repeating, I am parroting the kind of nonsense that I've been hearing all day long. Let's see here. Frank says the U.S. military can shoot satellites out of the sky. No, they can't, Frank. Frank, I don't know where'd you get that from? Where are you hearing that stuff? With what? A laser? What do we got? We don't have spaceships. That's also why I'm very concerned about asteroids. You know, because we all saw Armageddon. We just think, we can figure it out. And with the worst case scenario, just when it gets close to us, we'll just blow it out of the air. Do you know how close the asteroid is going to have to be before any of our missile defense systems will work? I mean, the asteroid's got to be like, at that point, 40, 50,000 feet in our atmosphere before we could even take a shot at it. And if we miss, that asteroid's hit, we got like 1 second after we miss before we're all dead. So I don't know, Frank, I'm going to need you to cite your source on that one. U.S. military can shoot satellites out of the sky. I'd like to know where you heard that, because that's some pretty awesome. Let's see. What was my guy? Because it's current year, says 120 millimeter gun and M1 maximum altitude was about 60,000 feet with 2-Tech in a museum. Okay. Yeah. And that's like, that's probably not the gun that old, Bob Jones down the road has. He's not working with that kind of machinery. What else do we have? Anybody else? All right, people on the Jewish space laser, of course. We're not talking about that, Leslie. You're lovely. I appreciate that. Don't you worry your pretty little head. I enjoy your raviolis. Leslie is talking about our fun drive for our Monday through Friday show, which I will put up here. Let's see here. Leslie says, it's not the time, Leslie, but I appreciate you bringing it up. The show does run on your tips, so if you want to help out the show, we do 5 shows every day, 5 shows Monday through Friday, about 2 hours each. Current events, talk. It's we don't do political talk. It's just silly stuff like this. We talk about all the things that are making headlines and trending and all that kind of stuff. Leslie says. Leslie is demanding to know how much we need. All of it. What do you mean, how much do we need? I'm not going to give you a breakdown. If you want to support the show, that's fine. And you have, and that's very nice. I'm not going to tell you how much do we need. My God, the minute we get enough, we pull it back. That's how we've been doing it. So I appreciate that, but it seems a little bit pushy. Stop it. Stop. This is not the time, Leslie. This is, I appreciate you so much. You know I do, and you're always there to help. You're like the den mother of the show, and I'll never forget the ravioli that you sent me. That was awesome. It's all gone now. But let's see, what else do we have here? Let's talk to, I'm going through the chat room. I like this going through the chat room, you guys. I like this. We don't do this enough on either the Monday through Friday high noon show, noon Central Time, or on the Pugs and Parker show that comes on at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday through Thursday. We don't really delve into the chat room much, but I am liking this. All right, Frank. All right. Frank has just I appreciate this, Frank. Frank, you've just linked me to a site. Pentagon missile scored direct hit on a satellite. Yeah, you understand that that's not fully operational, right? You understand that we're working on that, and someday we might be able to do it, but we do not have the capability to just roll that out. They did it once. They probably tried it 100 times, and one of the times it worked, and they're like, fine, progress. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but we would need something that is fully operational and dependable, and something that's been done in that regard. We don't have anything that can just shoot satellites out of the sky. We don't. We're working on it, and you just linked me to a story that says that, but, I appreciate it. Appreciate you helping out, but it's not a regular thing. We can't just willy-nilly. That's why it's a news story. You understand? It's a news story because, oh my God, they were able to do it once, right? That's why it's a news story. Let's see. Diane, let's see what Diane's getting into. Why do you know about another balloon floating what do you know about another balloon floating in South America right now? Yeah, that is, I haven't really mentioned that yet. There is a second Chinese spy balloon that is flying over South America. Let's check in on that one. Let's see what's happening with that one. These Chinese people, look at them, getting a little pushy. Second Chinese balloon, Latin America. There it is. I heard about this story. I was doing dishes, and I had one of the news channels on in the other room, and I heard some guy on the news go, yeah, there's another one out there. It's flying over. I have no idea. The Pentagon, this is comes to us from The Hill. There's a number of stories that confirm this. Pentagon confirms second Chinese surveillance balloon has been seen over Latin America. A second Chinese surveillance balloon was spotted flying over Latin America after another one traveling across the continental United States was detected earlier in the day. Officials have confirmed Friday evening. We are seeing reports, here's a quote, we are seeing reports of a balloon transiting Latin America. We now assess it is another Chinese surveillance balloon. Brigadier General Pat Ryder, the Pentagon press secretary, said, we have no further information to provide at this time. The Chinese Foreign Ministry confirmed in a statement earlier on Friday that the high-altitude balloon that was first seen over Montana on Wednesday evening belongs to China, but claimed it's a weather balloon that was blown off course by wind. Boy, your tech really sucks. Blown off course by wind. Really? How bad was this wind? Because this is an international incident. You probably shouldn't be, so close to the line of where, a little gust of wind could blow you. That's not what's going on. This is a brazen show of total disregard and an awareness that we here in this country are so divided and so polarized politically that we would be hamstrung to do anything because half the people would say, do this, and the other half would say, do that. And the Chinese have discerned that what a great time to humiliate the Americans. And that's basically what I think is happening here. There's probably nothing really nefarious about it other than them just going, let's fuck with the Americans. U.S. officials countered the comment. Chinese Foreign Ministry confirmed in a statement Friday that the high-altitude balloon was blown off course, blah, blah, blah. U.S. officials countered the comment, instead speculating that it is a surveillance balloon. They've not shot it down over fears that doing so could risk public safety. And again, I say this. So apparently there were some good job numbers for President Biden today. Got some really good. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't know what any of that stuff means. All I know is they're like, great day, this was really good. So I'm like, okay, all right, so that's good news. That's good news, I guess. Nobody is talking about that because this dude failed to blow this thing up when it was over Montana. And I keep going back to what just the entire, look, I am no fan of the right. And I am no fan of the left. I think people who think that one side is somehow better than the other and the other people are bad guys, I think those people are just a virus. I think they're all idiots and that we all need to sort of just recognize that nobody on either the right or the left has anything in anybody's best interest other than their own. Okay? So, having said that, hold on, I need a drink. What are we talking about here? Oh, the Latin American one. That's right. Sorry. What was I talking about? It's late. It's getting late. It's 11:11. Make a wish. Everybody make a wish. There we go. 11:11. My wish is going to come true. Hope yours does as well. U.S. officials count. Oh, so it's about shooting it down. So Biden had this good day today, apparently. Apparently it was good with the economic jobs report and all that stuff. And nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that because because the balloon. Everybody's talking about the balloon. And everybody's like, he's too much of a puss to blow the balloon. And I just keep going back to, what if last night Biden blows the balloon out of the sky? And then he wakes up this morning and he's got this incredible jobs report. I mean, it would be one hell of a weekend for the Biden administration. They'd be able to be cocks of the walk on this stuff. They're like, we're badass. We blew up the balloon. And then we got the jobs report. But unfortunately, because he didn't do anything and he's making us look really bad, he didn't do anything. And now nobody's talking about the jobs report. He's lose-lose. The other guy I'm no fan of either. The other guy would have turned it into a TV event. The other guy would have gone live on TV at 8 o'clock at night. And he'd have been like, okay, we're going to blow up a balloon. And they'd have shown it. And he'd have been like, he'd have done it all on TV, on live TV. Mr. President, we just need your approval. Blow that thing up. And then boom, we'd have all seen it. And he'd have basked in the glory. And he'd been like, look at me, I'm a badass. I blew up a balloon. Not Biden. Biden totally trips over his dick. Yeah, he ruined everything. He could have been that badass guy, and he could have had the jobs report. He could have. They're afraid to knock it down because it could hurt people. Yeah, so could the intelligence that's been gathered by the Chinese. That could hurt people too. They could use that for some pretty nefarious ways. And what are we saying? How far are we going with this? So we don't blow up obvious incursions into our airspace if they're not doing anything because we're afraid of falling debris, maybe hurting somebody. So how far does that go? And I offered this up earlier. Korean fighter jet, North Korean fighter jet just kind of drifts into American airspace. We're just going to let him fly from coast to coast. We're not going to blow his ass out of the air. An Iranian jet. We're just going to let the Iranian jet, the couple of Iranian, we're just going to let them. Well, they're not doing anything. And we don't want to cause an international incident. I can't believe that our government said that. Our government does not want to cause an international incident by blowing this balloon out of the air. The international incident began when the balloon entered our airspace. It's all right. The ball is in our court. It's a chess game, and it's our move. So extrapolating from that mindset, so we wouldn't blow up a foreign aircraft if they weren't doing anything. Well, we don't think it has any bombs on it, and he's not doing anything menacing. Let's just let him fly from coast to coast because we're afraid that if we blow him up, some debris might rain down on the good folks of North Dakota or whatever it is. That's absurd, man. You know what would happen if some people got hit with some falling debris? That would be a tragedy. That would be a tragedy that occurred because of this international incident, and China would be held accountable for that. I don't understand what we're so afraid of. Now, do I want to be there when something falls out of the sky? Well, no, but it's probably not going to happen to me because they're not going to shoot it down over Highland Park, Texas, which is where we are. But you ain't getting a better shot. You ain't getting a better shot than over Montana yesterday. And you blew it. They completely blew it. And now it's over Nashville. They ain't gonna shoot it down over Nashville. Although maybe old John Rich will. maybe some again, your bullets aren't gonna reach the satellite. I promise you that. All right, guys. I think that's about it. I think we're gonna, unless there's anything new going on. Oh, wait a second. Do we have something new going on? My new friend Lance. He's got something for us here. Well, he's telling me to check out the flight radar. I can do that. Lance says, if you look at flight radar 24 and filter by altitude, if you look at HBL 617 at 65,000 feet in South Carolina, then you'll see that flight radar 24 says, sorry, this is not a Chinese balloon. Oh, really? Well, what is it that's flying at 65,000 feet? What is that? Space alien? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to, let's check back in on Billings, Montana and see what the situation is over there. Let's see what the latest, if there's anything new coming out of the old Billings metro area. KULR News, Billings, one witness posted a video of a phenomenon in the sky in Billings that she described as an explosion. Local authorities are working to find out if the video is legitimate. Okay, so this is just a rehash of all the stuff that we've already known. Breaking. Okay, never mind. I just saw the news source. I was going to read a headline, and then I saw the source of the headline. I don't trust all sources. I certainly don't trust that one. Citizens in Billings say it wasn't real. It was an attempt at fame for the woman. Didn't we? I believe when we started this thing, when we began this, we had a woman who was claiming to be from Montana, the Billings area, and she said that she didn't see anything. She didn't hear anything. She doesn't believe that it was real. I think she was the one who gave us the links. Oh, here's Dolly Moore. Dolly Moore is the famous lady. She's the most famous lady in Montana right now. More famous than the first lady. Is there a first lady? Is that Jan Fork guy married? I don't even know. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't look like there is anything new happening here in out of Billings. And as far as the balloon goes, we see that it is currently somewhere over Nashville, somewhere in that part of the country. It'll be making a turn to the east while still continuing south according to the paths that we've been looking at. And it's going to head its way out to sea, crossing over, exiting the country through the back door, which everyone knows is Charleston, South Carolina. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this special Friday night stream. It's been almost a couple of hours of fun. At least it has been for me. I appreciate you allowing me to do this for you. We do a talk radio show right here at pugscast.com on YouTube. We do it Monday through Friday from noon till 2. At least for the time being, we're still doing it. Join us for that. You could also join us at 9 p.m. every night, Monday through Thursday. So we do 2 streams. We do one at noon, high noon, which is current events driven. It's all hot topics, headlines, current events, buzz, whatever's going on. I tell you what it is. I tell you why it's happening, and then I give you a little hot take, and then we move on to the next one. We don't spend too much time on any one subject, and we try and give you a nice, well-rounded view of what is bubbling in the world on that particular day. That's noon. That's the noon show. The 9 p.m. show is myself and James Parker. James Parker, we're going out tomorrow night. James Parker, he called me. He's like, I need to take you out. I'm like, oh, really? I need to go out? It's the end of the month, man. Money's a little bit tight. I can't be. I got you. We got to talk about some stuff. And I'm like, okay, all right, good. So look at me. I'm going to be Johnny Social tomorrow night, I guess. Guess I'm going to go out. Yeah, we have to look forward to some things, don't we? All right, guys, that'll do it. Tip the show if you can. I'm tired of saying it, but you know the deal. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is, not a big deal. Share the show. Tell somebody about the show. Spread the show around. We need to grow the show. We need to grow. It's not growing. You people are all so loyal, and I love you so much, and you show up every day, and you're my peoples. There's just not enough people. Just not enough. You're the best. Have a great weekend. We'll also be subscribe, follow. You can follow me on Facebook at Pugs Moran, right? Or Pugs and Company. Either way, I think they both exist. You can follow me on Twitter, Pugs Moran. Although right now I changed it to Pugs Moron because I'm feeling particularly low and self-loathing. So Pugs Moron on Twitter at the moment. What else? I don't know. Anyway, you can catch all past shows, like today's show, like this afternoon's noon show. You can find that at pugscast.com. That's a quick little link that'll take you right to our YouTube page. When you get to the YouTube page, just click on live where it says live, and it'll show you all of the live streams. And that's it, guys. You're the best. We'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday for High Noon. Thank you, Frank. You know I love you, Frank. You know I love you, Leslie. You know I love you, Leslie, too. Oh, look at you. I called Leslie Gladback Leslie 2. Everybody knows Leslie Gladback is Leslie 1. That doesn't make Leslie Collins Leslie 2. It makes Leslie Collins Leslie A. Bye, everybody. Love you.